Hello, I'm Tyler Austin. I will be talking about the Miami Marlins and how to improve the revenue through team management, ownership, products, and attractions. Derek Jeter and Bruce Sherman purchased the Miami Marlins. They made a $1.2 billion deal from Jeffrey Loria. He was the old owner. They are hoping to bring this once World Series winning team back to the standard from really the hole that they're in now. I think they are basically the bottom four in the MLB. Um, Fans are really excited to have the new management, especially Derek Jeter. There have been a lot of interviews uh, from fans talking about the new owner, Derek Jeter, in particular. Most fans are excited to have a former All-Star player. They think he will be able to cover all aspects of the game, helping out the players, helping out the management. The president of the Marlins even approved of Jeter and told the press what Jeter can accomplish, both on the field and off the field, is enlightening, and I know we are in good hands. So, like I said, this team once won a world championship in 2003. That is what Derek Jeter and Bruce Sherman are looking to accomplish, but hopefully, slowly, this will probably happen as this team is very at the bottom of the dumps. But fans are hopeful with this new ownership. Like I said before, the president is very positive about Derek Jeter. He thinks that he will do good things with the team. He thinks he's going to be a good sign of upper management. Really pushing forward and looking for new things. There was a press conference between Derek Jeter and Sherman. They were talking about what exactly are they going to split up the ownership, who's going to be running what. Basically, Derek Jeter said that he will be running the baseball business, meaning he will be like managing Don Mattingly, the manager, the players, working out with the players. Basically, anything that has to do with the baseball side of things, he will be running. Sherman will be controlling the business outside the field. He will be doing the numbers, the accounting, anything that has to do with the business. He will be controlling the team. That's basically what Derek Jeter made it sound like. We are hoping, and everyone that is a Miami Marlins fan is hoping, that this new system will move the Miami Marlins forward and help them get out of the slump that they're in, and hopefully boost revenue. That's what everyone is hoping for. Moving on to management, there is a new manager that signed on in 2015. I said his name earlier, Don Mattingly. He was the manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers and was also a former All-Star player on the Yankees. He helped the Dodgers through a change of ownership, and that is one thing the Miami Marlins are looking for him to help with. There's a lot of tension through this new transition. Everyone knows change is coming. Players are worried. Don Mattingly looked to the backup catcher of the Miami Marlins, was once a catcher for the Dodgers, worked with Mattingly. He's looking for him to help the players, reassure them that, change will happen, but it'll be evaluated first. They will be evaluated. They'll be evaluated fairly. And change won't happen to them if it'll be good change if they're doing well. If they're doing bad and their evaluation's bad, obviously, it might be a change they don't like. One thing that is interesting about Mattingly, he is from here, Evansville, Indiana, our hometown. He went to Wrights High School. His three boys also grew up here. I went to school with two of them in Central High School. So it's kind of cool to see that a local is doing well in the pros, and I believe his son Preston is also a pro player for the Dodgers, I think. Something that seemed a little startlingly about Mattingly's contract was it was only 4 years, but I believe from what I've looked up and researched is that they're wanting to see how he handles this transition, see how he handles his team, and if he does well, if he makes a good impact then they'll be looking to give him a more permanent contract. So more on Mattingly. One thing that's going to be really tough with the Miami Marlins is that he's working with a third of the payroll that he's used to. The Dodgers earn 3 times the amount of the Miami Marlins, so that will be difficult. He does have the 6th best winning percentage in franchise history, which is a .551 win percentage, which is great. So hopefully he can bring that win percentage to the Miami Marlins to help boost revenue. Like I said earlier, he needs to keep the players focused during this transition. That is one of his main jobs. The owners are really looking to Mattingly to help bring this team back to a winning record. Now, moving on to discuss the product side of the Miami Marlins. The team is valued at $940 million, and while you might think this is a lot of money, this is actually much less than most of the teams in the MLB, and I believe it's the bottom 3. So if that kind of puts it in perspective, it's really not that much when you're talking about a baseball team. The breakdown, the money goes like this: $544 million for sports, $216 million for marketing, $118 million for the stadium, and $62 million for the branding. The branding is basically anything that has a Marlins logo on it, anything they do to advertise their brand. That's branding. The stadium is obviously the stadium. Marketing is similar to branding, but really how they advertise their branding, how they advertise the Marlins, how they get people to come into the stadiums. And then the sports is obviously the players, equipment, anything that has to do with the sports. Like I said earlier, they're the bottom 3 payroll out of the all MLB team. So it's going to be difficult for Mattingly to deal with, but hopefully he can work with it, and maybe with the new ownership we can improve our revenue and get that number up to help our players. There are a lot of attractions in Miami in the Marlins Stadium. The thing that seemed to attract most people, which is kind of silly, is the Wi-Fi in the stadium. I guess a lot of people aren't able to use their phones in stadiums because of all the metal and it interferes with the cellular signal. So the Miami Marlins added Wi-Fi, and a lot of people appreciate that. There are a lot of attractions in Miami. There's restaurants, there's a lot of art, there's culture, and there's actually a lot of cigar shops. Restaurants, there's restaurants in the stadium itself. Some of the famous ones in Miami surrounding the stadium. There's the Nightlife Brewing Company, Ball and Chain, Calle Ocho, and Hard Rock Cafe. There's a lot of art and culture from the Cuban culture. Cuba is right below Florida, right below Miami. So there's a lot of Cubans here. So you see a lot of Cuban culture. You also see a lot of cigar shops, probably because of the Cuban culture. Another thing that is in the stadium is the Bobblehead Museum. The Bobblehead Museum offers the largest collection of bobbleheads and will feature dozens of exhibits related to the history of bobbleheads, and it also offers more. So it's a really cool thing to check out. Also, they have the retractable roof so that they can avoid rainout games. Something that not all the stadiums have in the MLB, so it's kind of cool. So there are a lot of skeptics out there, especially about the new stadium and some about the new ownership. Some people really think that a baseball player being an owner might not be the best thing, but that's really just a few people. Most people do think it will be a great thing for the team. The largest skeptics seem to be about the new stadium. The biggest complaints seem to be about the big green walls. Some people think that there's going to be used for a green screen effect, and that's not what they want it to be. They want it to be a baseball field. They want it to look like it represents their team, and the green just is not in the Miami Marlins colors. Also, the very big display that's displaying Marlins and palm trees and sun, and it really kind of looks like a Cuban culture display, and that might be why it's there. But a lot of fans just don't really like it. They think it just kind of is distracting, and it could be. Something that has been brought up quite a bit is that the size of the field is larger than most, and that a lot of home runs a lot of hits that would be home runs in other fields, don't count in this one. So they feel like it's unfair, and they should change that. They should at least, even if it doesn't get hit out of the park, if it gets hit to a certain area, it should be a home run. But there's quite a bit of controversy on that. A sports writer named Will Lech is so skeptic that he believes that the stadium will only fill 9,000 people. He's probably on the more negative side of things. So I'm guessing it'll probably fill more than that. But, you never know. But these are the critics, some of the critics that are talking about the Miami Marlins. So, in conclusion, for the Miami Marlins, revenue will be difficult to produce, but it will not be impossible. Many are looking to Derek Jeter, as I said. They're really hoping that his experience in baseball as a player, as an all-star player and MVP, will really help him to know the ins and outs of baseball. And like I said before about Mattingly, there's a lot of pressure on him to make sure that he keeps the team focused during this transition, because a lot of teams lose focus. A lot of teams players worry about the change that's going to happen. It makes them worse players. So he's trying to make sure that they aren't worried about that, and they're more focused about the baseball game. A lot of the attractions of the stadium, the new stadium, there's fish tank, bobblehead museum, restaurants, clubs. Really hoping that this will help bring revenue into the stadium and for the players. It's something that a lot of other cities and teams have done that have worked. So they're hoping that this will work. And like I said before, it's a very hard payroll that they're working with. So it's almost like they are the working class team of MLB. They're going paycheck to paycheck, really, really extending each and every dollar they have. So in conclusion, I think the Miami Marlins are having a lot of change, hopefully for the better, and hopefully a lot of these things will help improve our revenue.
The Miami Marlins are known for having a small fan base. As a matter of fact, they have the fourth smallest in Major League Baseball. Just this year, they hosted a game against the Phillies that only drew in a crowd of 1,590 attendees. This is the lowest attendance at a game since 1989, when the Braves and Padres only attracted 1,528 fans. Geographically, their fan base is so small it only covers about two counties, the Miami-Dade and Okeechobee County. Even though they have a small fan base, they have some dedicated fans. Marina Ivanuk is known for being quite the distraction. In a game against the St. Louis Cardinals, Marina flashed the Cardinals pitcher when the Marlins were falling behind. This display got her some social media attention, and she is quoted on Twitter saying, "I'm sorry, but my distractions work. Did you just see that hit? Hashtag sorry, not sorry." The Marlins also have another somewhat famous fan, the Marlins man. Lawrence Levi is known throughout the sporting world for attending hundreds of games, baseball, basketball, and more. He can easily be found at most championship and regular season games in a high-priced seat wearing his bright orange Marlins jersey. For the 2017 season, the Miami Marlins had a payroll of $123,294,919. This high payroll has guaranteed them two All-Stars for the upcoming 2018 season, Marcell Ozuna and Giancarlo Stanton. While Marcell Ozuna's pay is still being worked out, Giancarlo Stanton has a current base pay contract of $25 million. As for the 2018 season, the Marlins are already looking at a payroll of $97 million. That is with only 27 players signed on their 40-man roster. When more players sign, the payroll is sure to increase. As for the team statistics, the Marlins had a record of 77 wins, 85 losses for the 2017 season. This ranked them second in the National League East Division, 8th overall in the National League, and 18th in all of Major League Baseball.
Marketing and budget. Team promotion. Promotional events are great for attracting new fans and customers to the ballpark to help support their team. There are countless ways to promote teams, especially in professional sport such as the Marlins. In the past, the Marlins have done a few notable promotional events during their games. These include team team manager bobbleheads for the first 10,000 fans, Nickelodeon night, and superhero night for families to bring their children and keep them entertained. Also, the Marlins gave away Giancarlo Stanton bobbleheads after his spectacular home run derby performance. Other ways to draw fans to the park could be t-shirt giveaways or raffles using the fans' ticket numbers. Next is charity events. The Miami Marlins have multiple partnerships with charities throughout Florida. Most notably would be the Best Buddies, which is a program designed to bring people with intellectual and physical disabilities together with individual players from the team to interact and spend quality time with each other. They also participate with Educate Tomorrow, which is meant to help children in foster homes to better their education, doing so by providing tutors, mentors, and also life skills development. Lastly, the Marlins help with the Special Olympics of Florida. While there, players and staff participate with the members of the Special Olympics in numerous sports and activities. Not only do these people help others and provide opportunities for them to interact with players, it also doubles as sponsorship and promotion for the Miami Marlins team as well. That brings us to ticket sales. When it comes to attendance, the Marlins rank third to last in the league, only ahead of Oakland and Tampa Bay. This could be a result of poor team performance or even promotional and advertisement issues within the organization. With the Tampa Bay Rays being last in the league, it is safe to say that their location plays a large role why their attendance levels are so low. A few ways for them to improve ticket sales could be providing more of the package deals like they have done in the past. The Marlins have included food deals, drinks, and souvenirs packaged in with the tickets. This shows good potential for the future of the Marlins ticket sales. A great way for teams to market and advertise themselves is social media. As everyone knows, social media is becoming more and more dominant when it comes to the sporting world. It has nearly taken over how professional teams can advertise their teams and players, getting word out to millions of fans all over the world just through one account post. The Marlins use all major platforms of social media such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. Social media is always a reliable asset for teams to lean on when they need to make fans aware of upcoming events or games they will be hosting at their arena or stadium. The team's budget is not very strong. The Miami Marlins are hovering near the bottom of the league as well with their budget. This could be a result of them just building a brand new stadium costing over $500 million, and also they may not bring in very much income during games because of low attendance and people purchasing merchandise. Although, when they provide entertainment such as celebrity visitors or pregame entertainment, their sponsors can help with the cost or even cover it completely, saving the team money while attracting more fans. Another huge income variable is having the opportunity to host an All-Star game, which was held in the Marlins' new stadium for the first time in the 2017 season. This alone brought in around $100 million for the team and economically for the team and the city as well, which is great for the area and can potentially boost their fan base and popularity. We also conducted a SWOT analysis of the Miami Marlins. A few of the organization's strengths include the fact that they just built a new state-of-the-art stadium, including a massive fish tank that can draw new crowds to see it alone, and already winning themselves the honor of hosting the 2017 All-Star Game. Their location is amazing for a sports market, offering plenty of opportunities to thrive and build a strong fan base if the team can find success. Their weaknesses are also very important and should be the team's number one concern. One, of course, is their poor fan base and low attendance on a nightly basis. The team needs fans desperately to provide a more steady income and to help promote their team and organization through word of mouth. Also, weather has been a huge issue in the past when it comes to attendance, especially in this 2017 season. The hurricanes that traumatized the whole state of Florida affected the team drastically, but as we already know, they have no control over this factor. Lastly, the team needs to start winning. If they can improve as a unit, this will be the fastest way to boost their fan base and popularity. On the bright side, they have multiple opportunities for improvement as an organization, one being the chance to spread their name overseas to new markets. They have their eyes on a few very young but very talented individuals that could help their team succeed. Although it would be a gamble, as you cannot predict the future of teenagers' talents 5 to 10 years ahead of time. The Marlins have also had the chance to host the World Baseball Classics, especially now with their new stadium, and have already landed one All-Star game, as I mentioned before. This opens up ample opportunities for them to grow financially as well as boost their economic value. The weather is also going to be a large concern when it comes to the Marlins fan attendance. Hurricanes are a quick way to make all your fans to leave the area, abandoning the team for weeks and maybe even months without income from fans. The Marlins' new stadium is equipped with a retractable roof and is also one of the greenest ballparks in all of baseball. This is a huge game changer for this organization, as their inclement weather should no longer be an issue, as long as it isn't hurricane season. Their fans should have no reason not to attend games. Another threat includes their market competition with another baseball team being in the same state, the Tampa Bay Rays. Along with the Rays, they also have 2 NBA teams and 2 NFL teams. This could also be a reason for a low fan base, and there are already so many markets available for fans to follow.
What exactly are advertising strategies? Advertising strategies are critically thought out, creative ideas to target a specific target market to achieve an ultimate end goal. Generally, this goal is to generate more sales for a business, brand, or company. Advertising strategies are one of the most important factors for creating more buzz, drumming up interest, and even getting consumers engaged with the brand. If executed correctly, advertising strategies can even create brand loyalty within consumers and lead to long-term success because of the brand loyal consumers who are also known as repeat customers. Sports have changed very drastically when it comes to keeping consumers or fans entertained and immersed in the sport. It is no longer attending a game, watching the game, and talking about it amongst immediate friends and family. Fans expect to be entertained from start to finish, and even entertained while there isn't a game going on. This is where fantasy leagues, sports apps such as ESPN, Bleacher Report, Yahoo Sports, and Fox, and even video games such as NBA 2K, MLB The Show, and Madden come into play. For sports fans, these digital and online marketing tactics keep and hold the interest of consumers. The world of online and digital marketing is what's dominating in today's world, and sports teams need to take notice of that and emphasize on it heavily. For the team of the Miami Marlins, they need tremendous help on getting more people interested with the brand and ultimately bring them to the games to fill their newly made and expensive sports venue. Let's start off with talking about executing digital and social media advertising strategies. In analyzing the Miami Marlins in earlier assignments, their main demographic of fans seem to fall within the older age group and also Hispanic cultures. By launching a strong advertising strategy digitally, we could reach those younger and more tech-savvy millennials to gain a bigger fan base. The best thing to do before creating a sports campaign is to identify who you want to target, which for the Marlins, we want to strongly focus on that young, tech-savvy, and even newer family demographic. Next, we want to analyze what social media platform is most used among our target audience. According to Verto Analytics, the most used social media platform for people between the ages of 20 to 29 is Snapchat. This step of choosing what to focus marketing effort on is also known as selecting distribution channels. Now the question to ask is, how do we create engaging content that is going to pull the fans in? For our creative strategy on Snapchat to drum up interest, we can place sponsored Snap videos that pop up between transitioning from story to story as well as normal posts from the Marlins Snapchat account. This way we'll create the most potential for getting exposure. For the Marlins Snapchat campaign, we will begin it before the beginning of the MLB season and keep it going until the end of the regular season. This campaign will consist of a video to announce the team has personally hidden stuffed animal Marlins throughout Miami. This will happen before every home game. Then throughout the day, the Marlins social media team can post snaps of the given area in this city to give clues where the Marlins might be. The campaign will be called Where's My Marlin? For the target audience, it can create a social event to hunt and find the missing Marlins with friends and family. For those who find the missing Marlins, send in a snap to Marlins MLB, which is their Snapchat account, with the Marlin, those who found the Marlin in their Marlin gear, and a hashtag of Where's My Marlin to win free tickets to the game that day. This campaign is a unique and fun way to get people involved with the Miami Marlin brand. Not only that, but it could cause for hundreds of people to go out searching for the missing Marlins. This can also create new friendships and relationships among those who partake in the treasure hunt and a stronger fan base overall because of the similar interests of sport teams. Another advertising strategy that's very popular in the sporting world is special events. These special events can also be considered promotional days. This is where the venue offers a piece of memorabilia related to the Marlins and is given away for free. But this item is not given away to everyone who walks in the ballpark, of course. To create an incentive to get people to the game early, it's given away to the first 5,000 people that come into the game. By getting fans to the game earlier, this can also cause for increase in sales. How exactly? Fans will most likely not want to just sit in their seats for 40 minutes to an hour before the game starts, so they'll walk around the ballpark to see what is going on. This can result in impulse buys and also food sales. The big but, though, is if you don't have a desirable promotional event item, this will not be beneficial to drawing in sports fans. This advertising strategy not only appeals to the newer target audience we want to draw in, but also the older demographic that is currently our core fan base. Moving on to talk about another advertising strategy. We want to integrate this strategy by using Twitter to create a rally chant for the team. What do I mean by this exactly? The Miami Marlins Twitter account would devise a short, catchy tagline to use with a hashtag after every tweet. Preferably, to begin this small campaign, we would do this before the preseason before the MLB begins. This short tagline would need to connect with the audience so it catches, and that fans themselves would begin using the hashtag when tweeting about their experience at a Marlins game. This hashtag could be something as simple as "Sup with ya," or in other words, this means "What's up with you." This can be a hashtag used after a Marlins winning game and referred to asking the other team "What's up with ya." So basically, you'd say it like "Sup with ya, why'd you lose?" Not only can this strategy help the Marlins' online presence gain more traction, but also in their venue to help increase the hype of the games. This rally cry of a hashtag can also help connect fans to one another by making it feel more of a community-based team. The Marlins Twitter can encourage fans to post pictures with friends and family to their personal accounts and use the hashtag #SupWithYa by having a small giveaway. For those fans who post a picture or video of their experience with that hashtag, could have a chance to win a gift card to Taco Bell or some other type of fast food restaurant. Also, by creating a partnership with an outside company like Taco Bell can be a powerful advertising strategy. It is such a powerful tool because it benefits both businesses. Taco Bell and the Marlins can have a partnership like seen with other sports teams. Taco Bell can incorporate the Miami Marlin logo on cups in the restaurant to generate awareness, and the Marlins could drive customer traffic to Taco Bell by their performance during a game. As seen in other sports and in baseball, if the Marlins steal a base, score a certain amount of runs, etc., Taco Bell will give a free taco away. Social media for the advertising and marketing world is being taken on by storm, and the Marlins need to jump on that storm. These ad strategies can have true potential to help the Marlins not only locally in the city of Miami, but nationally as well. Lastly, I would like to talk to you about the Orange Bowl. For those who don't know, it was a great sports venue that once stood where the Miami Marlins now call home. This sports venue is quite historical and widely known to those of the Miami area. The Orange Bowl housed the University of Miami Hurricanes for over 6 decades, and also many other spectacular moments took place on this field, like 5 Super Bowls were hosted on the field of this stadium. The Miami Dolphins' very first game ever played back in 1966 was at the Orange Bowl. Even 11 national championship football games were played at this American football field. The Miami Marlins still take notice of this historical stadium today by showcasing the letters around the venue and even having some hung on Marlins Park. The Marlins realized that the Orange Bowl was a place full of deep meaning to the citizens of Miami, and to totally diminish everything of what the Orange Bowl was could be damaging to the Marlins team and brand.